lots of different addresses. It might be nice just to represent that as a single customer entity, which has more than one address in our system. In any case, for our purposes, on our customer class, let's create a property of type customer address. And we're going to call this primary address. So it's just another auto property here, and what Entity Framework is going to do now is it's going to say, hey, I see this customer address type, and it's going to set up a foreign key relationship between the address and the customer. So let's finish defining our customer address. I'll have an address line 1. Address line 2, city, state, postal code, and feel free to, of course, customize this to suit whatever you think is an appropriate representation of an address, and that might vary depending on where you live or just how you want to set up your app. It's really up to you, and it's a good chance to be creative and just learn by making an app the way that you want to make it. So what I'm doing here now is I'm adding data attributes, which are attributes on each of these properties, which Entity Framework is going to be able to communicate with SQL and say, hey, let's set a max limit on this field, and that way we don't have sort of arbitrarily large fields for data that is only ever going to be of a certain length. For instance, state codes in the US are 2 alpha characters, and postal codes are maybe up to 10 or thereabouts, and country codes, well, countries, country names might be, I don't know, I'll say up to 32. I believe there may be countries that I'm not thinking of which are longer than 32, but Trinidad and Tobago, I don't think that's 32 characters. Bosnia and Herzegovina, maybe. But anyway, we're going to stick with 32. It shouldn't get much more complex. All right, so now our SolarDB context has these 2 types. We have a relationship, and we're ready to run our first migration. But in order to do that, we actually need to get our web project talking to our data project, because it's our web project that is going to be responsible for telling our app what database to connect to and how to set all of that up. So in the next video, we'll take a look at how to do that.